Here at the PSV Stadion, I had a very interesting presentation here at from Alfresco, and Tim Norman is the you're the account manager.
Hi.
And Alfresco, you have been in document management as long as this industry has been existing, right? I mean, you worked first for Documentum.
I worked for Documentum from February the 17th, 1997.
And the guy who basically started Documentum, which was a huge party in that business, went away, basically got his money, and then started a new company called Alfresco and made it open source, an open source content management system. And they do a lot of things. What kind of things does Alfresco do as software?
Well, I think the key thing is you're right. We started as an open source content management system. Yeah. Now it's about process. Am I looking at you or him? I'm looking at process, content, and records management, governance, all packaged together. And we believe very strongly that content has meaning if it has a process. And once it's been through its process, you need to store it in some sort of records management piece.
Yeah, we're getting to processes later. But I mean, you basically keep track of. I mean, I have talked to people here who at Normalization Institute. They have thousands, hundreds of thousands of documents because they basically have norms, the NIN norms, the DIN norms, etc. And they use your stuff to make sure that they have the right documents at the right place at the right time. Now, I mean, and you have a little bit more than 100 million in sales, and you have 50. You just got some funding, and here you have more than 50 clients, right, in the Netherlands. What kind of clients do you have here?
So the Netherlands is very much a microcosm of the other work we're doing in Europe and across the world. So we have government clients, we have financial services clients, we have healthcare clients, manufacturing, and just general people using our software.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's a UK company which is all over the world and is European. You're a European company, yeah, because I mean they just for a month they're part of Europe, and then and then there is no PSV Stadium. Now, but document management is really important, right? I mean, everybody needs to make sure that the documents are right. And you say, in order to keep your content stable and up to date, you need a good process, right? So process and content goes together.
Yeah, we believe so. We believe that if it has value, then content really has to go through some sort of even if it's very simple, I accept this document, I need to change this document, I need to update this document. And we believe that either a simple process or a complex process is important. And of course, at the back end of that is the records management piece. How long do I keep this for? What's the security around this? What's the retention periods? And this is all wrapped up within Alfresco. I mean, if it's, if the content has no value, then fine, just keep it and store it. Yeah. But typically, the organizations we talk to, their content has value. It has a meaning, it has a security level, it has some sort of approval process, has sort of version process.
We don't do it for nothing. It's just not only the insurance companies who have records nowadays and who have documents. No, everybody has it. And you saw a lot of different different companies here. You started as open source, right? I mean, and then you became an enterprise company. What is the story of Alfresco?
Well, we're still very open source, and there's still Alfresco community is the open source version with much the same functionality. Alfresco itself it works on selling the enterprise and enterprise subscription, which is essentially the open source product with some bells and whistles, with some support, with some roadmap, and generally that's it. And the point is that most enterprises are happy to use open source, provided it comes with the SLA-based support, the ability to say, my mission critical application stopped working for whatever reason, I need to phone up the helpline, I need to get the support I need straight away.
Yeah. And it's wonderful. I mean, I think first you have enough trust in your source to basically make it open source so that everybody can look at it.
Absolutely.
Then you can use it for free. And you can use the same software as you have to pay for. You can use for free, but if you want services around it and support and certification, then we pay you, and that goes really well because you're growing very rapidly.
Yeah, it does, and there is some additional functionality that's not in the community version.
Of course. But on the other hand, I mean, the community, you have 350 people. How many people are in development?
In the community, it's about 30,000 people.
No, how many people are in your company? From the 350, probably 50 developers.
I have no idea.
But how many people are in the open source developers?
About 30,000 in the community.
Yeah, so that's at least 100 times more. So that is the real nice thing about open source. And open source can go together as a business model with with a paid license, as you can see with Red Hat, which was just bought by IBM, which gives away all the software for free. But if you want services, they have thousands and thousands of people working there, and they're worth billions and billions. So the Netherlands, I mean, one of the last times that you can just be here. as part of Europe. I think at the end of it must be really fun.
End of March.
Yeah, at the end of March. What is your where is Alfresco the most strongest? What are your strong points here in Europe?
Well, we have strong points in UK, Ireland, our home market. Obviously, the whole Benelux market is very strong for us. Has been for many years, growing incredibly well in Germany, and of course France.
They love documents and they love records and they love keeping track of everything. So I can imagine.
Yeah, and then France just loves open source. So we are going gangbusters in France. So across the whole of whole of Central Europe, if you will. And then I work also in the Middle East as well, where some strong growth there.
So you started in content, and now you're into processes, into basically visualizing processes, making it easy. How is that? How is that part of the business growing?
It's going really, really well because, as I said earlier,
content needs process, but now you also do process without